Welcome once again to tutorials on philosophy courses. Okay, so we are looking at the philosophy of law and we'll be talking about the decline of the natural law and the revival of the natural law. Okay, so the decline of the natural law started in the 19th century and it could be summarized from the statement of Winshade in 1854 at his speech at the Queen's World University, where he said that the dream of the natural law is over. So, what are the antecedents that led to the decline of the natural law? Okay, firstly, we note or noted that the natural law was attacked as it was seen as a revolutionary doctrine, revolutionary doctrine that was behind the American and the French Revolution. So, any attack on the revolutions were an attack on the natural law. Okay, now there are some various scholars whose theories contributed to the decline of the natural law, and one of them is David Hume. David Hume was an empiricist, and his empiricism contributed to the decline of the natural law. David Hume held that reason, the natural law is the law of reason, but David Hume held that reason is a slave to passion under morality. Okay, so to David Hume, passion is the master of reason. Okay, so we appeal to our passion in terms of our moral actions. Okay, and not our reason. Okay, so this view influenced the castigation of the natural law. Okay, another view that influenced the decline of the natural law was the positivism of Augustine Comte. Now, Augustine Comte held that religion and metaphysics are things of the past. And you know that religion and metaphysics are very important structures of the natural law. Okay, so but Augustine Comte work held that religion and metaphysics are things of the past, that the world is now a scientific world, and scientific has to do with empiricism, observations. Okay, so this period saw the rise of legal positivism. Okay, now another work that influenced the decline of natural law was Hegel theory of state. Now, in Hegel theory of state, the state is supreme, and there is nothing like liberalism, that is natural rights or natural law. To Hegel, this power of the state is above that of individuals. Okay, and he saw the state will as the divine will and universal will, and not any rational will or any the natural law. Okay, so the state is supreme. Okay, and there is no room for any individual rights. Okay, so it is anything the state say. If the state say the law is A, the law is A, and it should not be questioned. So this gave way to Nazism in the old Nazi state, Germany. Okay, so and it also gave way for legal positivism because it is the state authority, the state constitutions that are followed. Okay, so in this period also German jurists, okay, saw the legal positivism as the only scientific legal theory of the scientific age. Okay, another one that contributed to the decline of natural law is historicism. Now, historicism held is a view that we cannot call the content of law a priori because law is relative to time and place. And if we check this, it is true that the law has to do with a certain period. Okay, if it is not relevant in that period again, it always change, okay, to suit the period. Okay, so law is relative to time and it also has to do with the place it is being exercised. Okay, so because law is a product of culture. Okay, so we cannot say that law is immutable or universal, and universal as natural law put it. Okay, this is according to the historicism school of thought. Okay, so they held that human reason cannot discover principles that transcend history. Now, what does this mean? natural law said that uh, the natural law is immutable. Okay, that is, they cannot attach that this is the source. Okay, but historism is saying that it is not possible for us to say that something transcend history, that is without a source, that this is where we can point that this is what where this thing is derived from, that we cannot just limit it to reason alone. Okay, so that is on the various points that led to the decline of the natural law. Now let us look at the revival of the natural law. The revival of the natural law, what caused it? The effects of the Second World War. As simple as that. Okay, so the Nazist states suffered from the atrocities of the government, okay, of the state. There was mass abuse of human rights and various evil against humanity under the Nazi regime. So the people now say, hey, please and please, let us go back to the natural law, which respects the rights of humans and does not place emphasis on the state as being supreme. Okay, so when they have suffered from this effect, they now have to recall back the natural law. Okay, this was how the natural law was revived. Okay, so the German jurists who earlier accepted the state law now had to revisit their understanding of the nature of law, and this led them to the natural law. So the natural law was then incorporated into the constitution of West Germany. Okay, in that constitution there was now emphasis on the role of God, on the role of morals and the family. Okay, it was also incorporated into the Italian constitutions and other constitutions, and this was what now led to the revival of the natural law. So in the modern period, the natural law was now or emphasis was now placed on human rights in the natural law. Okay, in the modern period. Okay, so emphasis was placed on the human rights. Okay, as regards the uh, old traditional period of obligations to what nature asks us to follow. Okay, so emphasis was now placed on human rights. Okay, so that is that on the decline and the revival of the natural law. On legal positivism, we have discussed legal positivism when we were discussing the nature of law, and we discussed the position of Jeremy Bentham, of Hart and Kelsen. Okay, so legal positivism is easily understood as any theory that is gotten from constituted authorities, okay, and they are valid irrespective of their moral implication. Okay, so irrespective of the moral implication of every law, it must be followed and enforced. And legal positivism has to do with state laws that are written and they are enforced. Okay, they are followed. Okay, they are products of they are laws which are products of a sovereign authority. Okay, and one advantage actually of the positive law is that it ensures neutrality. Okay, because the law is separated from morality. Okay, so some scholars like Jeremy Bentham held that law should be based on clear written rules. Okay, positive law. Okay, Hart also said that law consists of two types of rules: the primary rule, which regulates human behavior, and the secondary rule, which is a framework for creating and enforcing the primary rule. But he made emphasis on social recognition. We mentioned that in the nature of law, rule of recognition, people must be aware of the positive law that they are binded by. Okay, so that is that on this video. Thank you so much for watching.